look like you just woke up. There you go, my friend. Good morning. And welcome straight back into GLL. Match number 2 is underway. We're going to be starting pretty soon. Myself, Bogdan, Boogie Carp. I think the Twitter handle, I just missed it. Every time I miss it, man. Every single time. There it is. If you don't know where I can be found, then this is exactly where. Give us a follow on Twitter. Of course, follow Lothar HS, of course, for Jakub. Lothar HS Shigulski. Yes. First try.
Yeah. All right.
What? Come on.
Almost.
As you say.
Shigulski.
What did I say?
Like, you kind of switch,
Sure.
like, S and Z with each other.
Yeah. Wait, do you normally switch your ass and your Z?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Let's go. Let's make a little adjustment. Let's just remind the people at home because we made a little error in communication earlier on. So it's not going to be 3 Arrangeos, 2 Miramars. It's going to be 2 Arrangeos, 3 Miramars. We're just swapping them around. We're not starting them with Miramar. So we're going to be finishing with those. Oh, there you go. There you go. Do you like my hair now? Okay, it's still scuffed. Still looks like I'm that guy from freaking, I don't know what his name is, from The Sixth Element.
The actor is called Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman. All right, fine.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at the scoreboards.
And his name is Zod.
Zod, yes, that's the one. Thank you, finally. And LG coming in with the chicken dinner there. First place for them. They're going to be getting themselves 248 points. Not too bad, if I can say so myself. 6 frags in total, not a lot. So
That's not a lot of frags, actually, when it comes to all teams, right? They seem to be very evenly split, which is not bad, actually. I like when it starts like that. It puts a lot of pressure on all teams, not just, one team kind of feels safe because they have 1 million frags and 2 wins.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, Bravo is taking the lobby by storm.
Yeah, man.
By Bravo, I mean the teams that advanced
Yeah, man.
from the Bravo lobby into the Alpha lobby. Nold Gaming, Copenhagen Flames, and Wait, what happened to Great People only? Thought they were 4th.
No.
All right,
Somehow
well,
they finished 6th.
still good. First and second place
Yeah,
is players from is a team from the Bravo lobby, so that's pretty decent. Other than that, Team Kingwin on the last place.
Unfortunate. I don't know what happened there. I'm going to ask Larson what happened in the first match because I'm actually curious. They normally they stay together and they fight as one unit, and it works out great for them.
They'd like 2-2 splits.
Later in the circles, not in the early times. They do the 2+2 splits when it's about to come to a new circle, and they want to make sure that they're going to be in the next one. But this time they weren't 2+2. They were 1+1+1. They're very, very spread
Quick
apart.
maps. Yeah.
Quick maths, not in this lobby. Funnily enough, but there she goes. Second bird is in the sky, and she's coming up strong. This time around, it seems to be a similar plane path, but mirrored, touching the western base, but avoiding where people, or clans rather, like FaZe love to go towards the Milta, Lipovka, those kinds of areas. Still reachable, of course, by vehicle or by a long drop. You can go find yourself a vehicle closer there, maybe perhaps towards the shelter area at that crossroad. We'll see how it works out here. I think FaZe is not going to be too phased about the situation.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried about their positioning, though.
That's the problem. But the thing is, they're a fast looting team, and the fact that they're using Milta Power and small Milta Power means that they're going to be that much faster because those are fast places to loot. So when you have, we'll actually have a look later on. We'll have a look at how they loot. Perhaps we can track down, have an overview on how they split and how they choose to go, because every person has their role. They all know what chambers to look for, etc., etc. So they're super fast at that one. Another one the one that I actually love the most to see is Method. They're the fastest looters, in my opinion, in the whole map, and they've got Pachinki to themselves. So it's not that easy. But yeah, let's have a look at what's happening there.
Who has school, by the way?
Who has school? There's a Flint stack there.
Interesting.
Yeah. Not bad. There you go. There's a lot of people in North George. Crimson decide to stick. 2 of their teammates went to Zharki, but 2 of them actually stuck around, and they've caught Tinto Gold between a rock and a hard place. They're Forza as well, having a little element of North George to themselves, whilst Kingwin, they lavish in all of the south side. No problem whatsoever for them. They're going to be quite happy. And now look at Havu again. Havu's positioning on the south side. They're close to Grubby. Normally Havu, just to remind you guys at home, they like to go Primorsk. They love to loot that place. But knowing that Grubby is into the game, they're playing this one smart. So they know how to loot the other places as well. And having this in your, this kind of knowledge of how to loot different areas as well is actually quite a powerful thing. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back in. Yeah, boy, going to be bringing you the interview. It's hot with a high chance of Greygasms. I don't know, man. Okay. Talking about
and meatballs falling from the sky.
Oh, damn. That's some spicy stuff, man. Talking about Kriegasms, let's have a look at Lothar. And we can actually, there you are. Actually, we can go to Lothar's screen right now. There she goes. There's your boy.
What happened?
When you see me talk and not look at the camera, I'm talking to Lothar there.
That's me.
How you doing, man?
Yeah.
You want
Well, what happened with the circle? No, no pants, thank you.
No pants?
No.
No pants? Oh yeah, by the way, F-boy pants, just to let you guys know.
It's pretty dark. You can't really see
Shout out to
much.
Gibby actually on this one. Now, let's have a look-see poo at Severny because you're going to be having a fight. That fight is actually going to be stumping rather. Let's zoom in. Hang on, check this out.
You're gonna crash it.
No, I'm not actually zooming in.
Oh,
It's
you're a
not-
Jedi.
Yeah.
Jedi mind tricks. Okay, those are not the players you're looking for.
So Sambala is going to try and make an escape out of his current situation. All right, so that's going to be a battle. Let's zoom back out. Let's have a look at. Let's have a look at way. So the way Havu have been playing this one here. They're looting this area there. Last game they were looting the farm area there. This time around they're not going to be there. They're going to be challenged out of that spot. But because the plane kind of went this trajectory, they're happy to stick around to this spot. Now, necessarily in squads you're not going to have the best of loot, but in comp PUBG you have to understand the thing. Teams don't loot as much as we normally do when we play normal
Public
games, right? So we loot up until we're freaking level 3'd out, and then some more. Like literally, I was playing last night and I was kitted out level 3. My teammate was as well, but I still kept on looting because I was like, hey, what the heck not? You know what I mean? It's free. There's nobody here. We'll keep on looting. In comp games, you'll see teams loot up a little bit there, just so enough that they have something to work with as for battles. Maybe some level 2 loot, armor, and helmet, and then they're going to go off to the races, making sure that they're in the circle. And you already see teams already making their way into there.
Look at the method. They already have a scout going in the middle of the map, taking the east side of the circle, because they need to have information on what is happening from Georgopol.
Yeah, man. So there you go. That's the smart thing about them. They always send one scout in. And actually, lately we've seen that teams don't necessarily send scouts anymore, or not all the teams send scouts. They're still the scout strat is still being used, but what they're thinking is it really worth losing a guy just to find out if a compound is safe, rather than moving as an entire unit?
I think it depends on the vehicle they found. If they have like a 2-man bike, I think it's worth to send a scout.
You know what it is? You know what changed it? The circles, the adjusted circles. Because right now, as it is, with these circles that you see here that have been adjusted by the pros, congratulations, actually well done job to them. Because you can outrun the blue, you don't necessarily need to go for the center strat anymore. The center strat is where all the teams will gather up in the center of the circle to have the highest chance. Because if you have a circle here and you're here, then you have an easy access to that one, right?
Yep.
Or anywhere else on the map. Anywhere else, you could have a higher chance to get into it. Let's get back to the fight, though, because stuff is happening. Let's see what's going down.
And we see 2 AZs and 2 down people. But there's a rescue coming already. If I'm not mistaken, that's PD?
Peter.
Already rescuing his teammates.
Yeah. So, just to finish off the idea earlier, the center strat is still powerful, but teams are starting to play the edge a bit more. That's why they're not sending so many scouts as they used to before. Method still using the old method. See how I implemented that one in there? And they're quite... okay, so I've learned what quite impossible means. But they're not going to get punished about it. Ooh-wee! Layton laying him down.
Fire. Holy moly.
That was like scripted. Well done. Yeah, that was pretty sickening. And the fact that he's got his teammates close, coming in with that dodge, will further more lower the chances that fours will stop. So there you go. Method find themselves a nice little spot.
Well,
they're
he had a
not
level 1
necessarily
helmet, so one headshot in three quarters of his health was down. But this UAZ will not last long. So if a few more shots we're going to take down this UAZ, this will be a really bad spot for Peter. But in this situation, I think the wall did take actually like 3 bullets of 4. So that was the... that was the prayer for Peter
where
here.
Forza is right now, we have to say this. Where Forza is right now is a very powerful combat. Ooh, a little fight starts off here. Limitless and Kingwin going at it. Gassie's going to be going into the water here. Actually has a chance to go into the circle quite safely. Ooh, but that need. Okay, baby. Let's see if it connects. The river is deep, so it will explode at the bottom. There you go. He didn't cook it.
I think with the old river, he would actually be dead.
With the old, yeah, absolutely. He would have been absolutely body decimated, destroyed. And ooh, the jukes. This is a smart little juke here. Papa is just going to give up on that one. Papa in Appa will find a different place to fight in.
Oh, there you go, the head and made the air.
Gaxie's actually taking fire. That's so smart from Gaxie. He's like, oh, I'm
Where
just
you
going to
going,
pretend
bro?
to be a fish, but I'm actually not. Pretty cool. Now, 4 is talking about the center circle. center of the circle, they have a very, very powerful compound. The one they have, or the Alamo 2, as some people refer to it. But yeah, they have a very decent spot. Squad
But
number 10.
Look at the lines. What they're doing. They're split
Military.
so badly. We have one guy military.
Yeah.
Then we have Meteor
Meteor,
going
yeah.
into the circle. Then we have Fever already taking a compound, one of the yellow houses, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And then we have.
That's
the
it.
fourth guy?
There's just 2 guys on the military base.
Oh, all right. Didn't see that +1.
Uh-huh. So there you go. Very, very split. This could be dangerous for him. Fever needs to hold off a compound by his lonesome self. And to do that, he's going to be swapping weapons so that it kind of sounds like he's more than one dude.
Mhm.
He's a puffer fish. This is what we call a puffer fish. You know those little fishies? They go whoop, and then they look like they're big, but
They're
they're
cute.
tiny. No, not cute fish.
All right,
Here.
well, he's joined by
Yar.
Meteors, and now there are 2, so they
Yar,
can use
kid
4
fish.
different weapons to make even more noise. But nice shots with the Mini, which is not a weapon you usually see nowadays after the nerf. But as you can see, it's still being used, but Sika is being taken down by Flix. The guy that died to the circle last time, this
No.
time took down someone with him.
And there you go. It's like took some shots at him, but they didn't necessarily connect. Teams mostly made their way into the circle, but we still have plenty more on the outside. You see Halvor pretty far away, Alliance pretty far away. We see some FaZe coming in with a late push as well. FaZe again, a team that they're being forced to come late into the circle because the plane wasn't their friend. If you remember the initial plane trajectory on the west side from north to south, but now that they're done looting their multi-powers, they're going to be okay coming in. Now, let's have a look at Team Yortsi Mitav. I'm not going to say that. They're going to have to find a compound, and the problem is that most of the compounds they're going to go to are actually taken, unless... oh no, Zulu does have... the gas station, does he? Yeah, he does. We can see it on the mini-map. Zulu indeed has another powerful spot on the opposite side of the river from Alamo, for second Alamo, sorry, rather. They will be very happy to keep this one.
It's an interesting position, but the problem is it's kind of hard to rotate if you have to change your position on the other side of the river.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't mind actually having that situation right now. What I see though, Method and Forza are splitting a very common compound for one team to actually be split in those 2 compounds at the same time. But now they have division against each other. The gas station from where Method is right now, you have a really good line of sight to the compound next to the bridge.
And if you're hearing some knocking on the wood on the desk, it's just that we're loving the game a bit too much. I don't know what's going down under there, but I don't want to check it.
No comment.
No comment. There you go, FaZe.
Haxiti right now would, I think he was knocked from his own bike.
I think, yeah, there you go. Cherchez la femme.
Well,
Cherchez la
The
bike.
bike is just chilling there, so I'm guessing he has like a diabolic laugh right now. Bike.
Thank you to Encelenso, who has elucidated us on what Koiran Bosca means. It means dog poop.
Dark?
Dogged.
Oh,
Like
dog.
doggo.
Okay.
Like dogo. Right. That's a very good, valuable information. I was actually hoping for for Larson to tell me what happened first match, but Encelenso still stepped through and told us what's going down. Now, first circle is indeed going to be closing down. The next one is a very, very important. As you can see, there's not that much water in this one, so it will be a very, very large land mass, but still a landmass that doesn't necessarily contain all the... oh, look at that gap! All the compounds in the world.
The gap is closing. Like in League of Legends.
Oh, is that what they say?
Yeah.
What is League of Legends?
It's a mobile game. Anyway, but we have a Battle Royale
Can you
game
call it a
going right
game
now.
if it's mobile? No. Isn't it more like a grind?
Let's see the east side of the circle, because this is gonna be interesting. Both teams, by both teams, I mean Crimson right now has a really good situation if they're gonna stop at the compounds east side of Severny, but they're taking the route to the next circle already. So now we'll have a lot of rotations, and based upon how the circle will kind of spawned, all the teams traveling into the next circle will know that most of the spots will be already taken.
Here comes Sailor, though. Well, in any case, shot close by an outsider. One knocked out is going to be taken down as well. And that's going to be Oshiroji. Thank you. Making the rotation from a different position. Mila will be quite happy to take all that he can get from this lucky little fish that just jumped in the wrong barrel. Isn't
Look
that
at that.
unfortunate?
All teams that lost a member were different teams. So it's evenly spread out.
No.
And that means
The
that this circle
rotations.
will be even tougher for everyone.
Absolutely. It is not an easy one. Where FaZe is right now is a decent spot, but that's a compound very difficult to keep, even as a squad. The place where FaZe are right now.
Crimson
Havo's
has a
still on the outside.
fantastic position right now.
So here, what happened here? So Havo went towards the quarry area there. They split on that one there, but they had the plane path to their advantage. So they just took a lot of time. They're just this is not the fact that they were deprived of loot. This is just them trying out new things. Interesting. I want to look at this narrative later on and see how it pans out for Havo. Keep this team in mind. We'll see how far they make it into the top 10. Right.
Coyote right now taking some fire.
Coyote.
Coyote.
I'm sorry.
Coyote from Great People Only. 6th place in the first game. Jensen getting downed already. Wow, the guy that got the final kill in game 1 now got destroyed from his bike while riding his bike. So
Yeah.
No Loot Gaming with 2 members alive, the first team that lost half of its squad. Kingwin following Grubby into the circle. Let's see if they're gonna take the same route or they'll go more north.
I think they're more warranted for a northernmost approach, and that's what they're going to be doing. They've got Larson behind them to tell them where to go, and that guy's smart. Nobody took the actual hill crest on Stalber, is what Answer is pointing out. Nobody is in that spot there. Between Flames and Crimson, there's no team, and that's interesting enough. You can get surprised in those areas what teams learned, and that's perhaps one of the reasons why they haven't gone up there. So we can't really blame them for it. Some fights come back and forth between obvious team Royal Banditos, and I think there's just one guy. It's just 2 guys from Vegas Squadron on squad number 8. Nothing too much happening right now. Finally, Havo making their way in. So what did they hope to achieve here? Because it's still 18 teams alive. Most of the players are still on the server. So
Well, they
this
can't
late
really,
rotation, what does it tell us?
they can't really go into the circle from the west side because it's pretty open, so they want to have basically no cover, right? So they will have to be committing to east-south side of the circle, otherwise they'll have to rotate to Stalber. I don't think that's going to happen unless they're really brave, so we're going to see.
Yeah, true. This was a difficult circle to boot for a Primorsk looter team or quarry looting team like Havo. Or a farm looting team. No, actually from farm it would have been much easier, but yeah. Oh yeah, with the Mark 14, couldn't hit the shot. Ooh, that's a heavy hitter too, man. That brought 54 to 50 HP. 54 HP. He's gonna have to use some bandages there to heal up. His teammates, they're a bit confused. They don't necessarily know what's going on. Oh, you're finding a little bit of a crevice there. Just a little bit.
What's that on the head?
Man, if you would literally connect that, that would be so sick. That's the squad number.
Oh, sorry.
I think it's the
God damn.
latest. Yeah. That's a good thing to point out. Oh, there she goes. I think it would be better if the text would be a little bit bigger, though. I would like that. On the squad number. You know what I mean? It would be pretty cool. And of course, the clan tags, which would be so super nice. Now, Havo have made their way at the very edge. They're still playing that area there. Most of the teams are now settled in here. You see loads of colors. A bit of a rainbow there. Bob Ross painting, if you will.
Ooh,
But
54 with
not a lot of them
almost-
painting with bullets. That's a
almost
good place, man.
up at almost dead already. Like, look at the UAZ. I'm sure it's being
I don't think
just
he's got armor. Can we?
drilled.
Yeah, can we spec on 54th? Let's have a look and see. He's got damage level 2. Okay. So he was put to half-life by the Mark 14, and now he took some damage again. But at least he's got a very powerful place, especially looking at this circle. There she goes. The third circle showing up. Its ugly, reary head. Havo finally starting to make their way, and finally all of them right now are inside the safety of
So-
the current blue.
There is some water in the circle, but most likely it's gonna just be safe for one circle.
It's
and that's not enough.
Exactly. This water is not going to carry to the final circles. There's absolutely no need for teams right now to do the insurance method of putting one guy into the water area. So yeah, there's absolutely no point to do that right now. Now, still 18 teams, still a lot of fighting happening here, but not a lot of them connect. We'll see if anything
64
pans
people
out.
alive, and
Let's
we're
have a look at
going into the
rotation.
4th circle. So the next 5 minutes gonna
Look at
be
Method.
really rough.
Where is Method going? We'll look at the map for now as it is. While we are indeed zoomed in on them, if we need to have a look closer to what's happening. It looks like they're stopping by close to 4s. Ooh, I don't know if I like this one. Ah, they're getting out. And they're taking the shots. But because this road is as hilly as it is. Oh, they will connect actually. Leighton finds himself a frag. But then again, he's going to be taking some shots himself. It's going to be AZ that joins him in the car. They're going to group up with Leighton and try to go aggressive rather. Oh, it's just going to be one guy from 4s left in that duel there. And, well, he's going to have some saviors behind him. It looks like Limitless helped out Force in this situation. Leighton just, Leighton just left for scraps. So you guys, oh,
That was a really weird situation.
There you go. Finally, one team taking that spot that we were talking about earlier on. These ridges here on the west side of Stahlbar. Very powerful place to work with. Here, a place where you can kind of get surprised. So you have to always look out around you. Now, Havu still making their way in. There's some team. There's a team coming in from the east side as well. Two teams coming in from the west.
Force in the
Infinity
crossfire
might
from
beat.
Royal Banditos as well. This is not looking good at all.
Oh, not looking good for Havu. Does Havu know this? They definitely heard that explosion. No, actually, they might have not heard that explosion. They might make their way towards their enemies. No, they're choosing to go a bit further down the road. That's smart for them at this time. Having a look at the map again, and we will see most of the teams are actually in, and they're quite safe.
Havu was taking a really long rotation from the south side of the circle, taking over the bridge, going into the south side of the new circle.
No, Monk S.
But Vanity he seemed like he really needs the loot, and look at his items. 0 heals. 0. So he's absolutely getting demolished right now, especially after the knock.
What? And here comes the push. Martin with Taylor trying to get into that situation, see what they can find. And it's got to be Tinder Gold aggressing here. That nade indeed was the shout, the call to go in an explosion of a push. And that happens indeed. Martin comes in with the knockout there. Just one guy left alive. Flicks. They're prone in behind that dot here. Botsman's going to be taken down. Verity's going to be falling down as well. Now these Flicks alone in a 1v2 duel. I don't think that Martin and Taylor have too many chances to stay outside too long. So they realize this, turn back around. And we'll just go for a little boost perhaps.
Tinder Gold is making the aggressive plays. I like it a lot, but it doesn't look good for House of Nobles. The first game for them wasn't really that great as well, and now they're losing members in the third circle.
And a res will happen. Halvo in the meantime found themselves in. Still 18 teams left alive, as you can see on the top right corner and on the very left side of the screen. You can see the team
Look
tracker.
at the pincer move from Method right now. Their teammates are being dropped at, but they're a little bit too late.
Yeah.
80, sorry. A little bit too late to be of rescue for his teammates, but he is good enough to take his opponent down.
And you know, will he help Maxizor out? Vegas Squadron now in a Vegas Squadron now in a pincher. And you know, far away tries to make an escape. Andy doesn't want to let him go, but 80 gets himself knocked. So that means Andy alone. And his teammate is gonna go down. That's it. He's gonna have to sneak his way in. And you know, he might go for the peak here. Ooh, this is dangerous for Andy. He's not in this. Now he is in the circle. But he's got a car, a 98, and we know what he can do with this weapon. Oh! There she blows indeed.
Perfectly.
And this might give him a chance to go back and loot his fallen teammate here, and that's what he will do indeed. But just to his north, he's going to have a team, and that is Crimson. He's going to have to play this one safe. And he can get up here. Yeah, there you go. He needs a better helmet in this situation anyway. If you're going to be playing as a solo, get yourself the best gear you can find and just kind of thrown in. Don't take any shots. Well, that's not going to be Andy, though, is it? He's going to take all the shots he can take.
And he has a level 3 vest. So he's ready to fight if he's going to get that better helmet, as you said. At the same time, look at that. And he's taking shots. Just like that. He doesn't really care.
No. Oh,
and he might pay the price, the highest of prices.
That is very correct. He almost gets taken out. Just a sliver of life left on him.
Man, that I don't think that was a good decision. 7 teams left alive, and he's taking shots at a team that is rotating like 200 meters away from him.
It's free real estate. It's Andy. If he sees a frag, he's going to take it. He thinks it's free.
I don't know, man. Could have been really, really bad situation for me.
Yeah, he didn't get a helmet. He didn't get any loot. He didn't get anything. All he got was some dinks on his armor. And now, he's making his way towards Crimson.
And he killed off Animal finally.
Every time I cast and Andy comes up, it feels like a nature documentary. So now we see the predator come close by. The antelopes just north of him have no idea what's going down, but Andy doesn't either.
I think that's
Andy the lion. That's it.
Look at that. He didn't reload his car. Does that mean he has no more ammo?
Ooh, good question. Let's find out.
Crimson just on top of him.
Oh, the antelopes might turn around. They
And
shed
he's
their
being
current
spotted.
skin. Oh, and there
He
goes
took off
down.
his helmet right before the second shot.
So rude. So freaking rude. Jambawi finishes off what Andy's enemies started earlier. There you go. Vegas Crowder started it. Crimson finished it. Brexco now takes one down. Alliance in the dire spot here. Meter seems to be the only one left alive with Sigsy aside. But those smokes are actually helping him as well. Brexco is going to juke him. He's going to put a nade in there just for seasoning.
Is that the last member of Exile Gaming? No, they have an
No,
entire
they got a
squad.
full squad. Yeah. They're doing good. They're doing Gucci at the moment. They got Crimson to the north. They got another team coming into the East Alliance. But they're doing okay-ish. Havu now have lost a member, it seems, here. The Finn stack. 2 Finn teams, actually. Both Finnish teams. But they won't be finishing each other. Yes, they will. Timmy will finish. And Silenzo. Now, what can you do if you are the last guy from Alliance right now?
I think he already dead.
Yas, Sigsy on the outside of the blue. Top right corner.
How?
There she blows. He's in a
There we
very
go.
bad spot.
You're right.
And Mixie as well on the lower end. Mixie, I think he got himself a frag, and it looks like the rest of FaZe are going to be joining in. Yes, Mixie did find himself a frag. And it's just Udirme Fire who's going to be leaving that fight. And he's going to group up with his teammates. Sigsy now approaching Jambawi. Sigsy becomes the lion. He takes what is his. And now he's going to run away from that one. Level 1 armor, but he's got the level 3 Hummy. And that is not too bad.
Definitely not, since you can have micro movement with the peaks that you only see, the opponents will only see your helmet. So it doesn't matter what level of armor do you have on your chest when there's only your head visible, right? And then you take a headshot to whatever in your life, but now he's dead.
I was just about to
So-
say he's got the next circle.
That was
he
unlucky
does
for
that.
him.
Yeah, it is.
But at the same time, well, he did kinda
Oh?
say where he is.
No, it's going to be the lads from FaZe. Coming in close. Exalt. Mixie finds a knockout here.
Exile
Right,
Gaming
kill
with
actually
some
it was.
casualties.
You know, Dear Fire Bricks go holding on to this spot. Just opposite of this rock. 30 seconds left. These boys need to finish this one up. Dear My Fire gets knocked out by Crimson. Crimson stepping in to help FaZe without them knowing. And FaZe now know that with that one down, they could potentially push here and find a victory. But they need to be careful. That side peek from Mixie. Not connecting just yet. Brexco actually did take some damage. Oh, and here comes Fuzzface to take him out of the match. Fuzzface putting that beard to good use. Cup of Magic already left the fight. He's going to be giving up on it completely. Let's have a look at Cup of Magic because Crimson are moving into him. And he's taking the shots from pretty much everywhere. Look behind him.
He's getting peppered
Oh,
right
Monk
now.
S. There she goes. Pybus finds the frag.
Really bad situation to be
Yeah.
in, since he had basically low ground for both of his opponents, and no way of taking cover.
Now NBS calls out for his teammates to help him out there, but we'll look at somewhere else at the map here. Gaxi is in a bit of a fight here with the Russians, and he freaking breaks them to pieces. Vard helping him out as well. Oh, Russians stand no chance in the face of the 220 FPS Russia guy. Fantastic effort from Gaxi, the Lithuanian, showing him that it's not about the size of your country, it's about the way you handle your scar.
Man, that was a sick situation from Gaxi right now.
Oh, yeah.
The
He's a
control
freaking
of this
beast.
car was absolutely bonkers. I think he had a compensator on it, so it's a little bit easier. But, you know, Scar, it's an interesting conversation as well. Some people say Scar is an easier to control weapon than an M4 because the fire rate is lower than the M4.
Shut the front door.
That's what people are saying, you know. I mean, you know, everyone knows that tier 1 is
gotta-
M4,
Yeah.
but because of the high rate of fire, some people have troubles, you know, with controlling the recoil.
Oh, right, I get you. But yeah, but you're doing the same thing just faster. I mean, it's better.
I mean, it's higher DPS,
Yeah,
obviously.
exactly. So,
But
oh,
you
I
need to
see your
hit the
point,
shots to get the DPS.
In
while
terms of the sway, the M4 is still better indeed. Easier to control in that sense. But yeah, because it's faster, I see what you mean. Still, man. M4 day. All
but
day,
in
day.
competitive setting, you play what you get.
If Moses hears you right now, if WTF Moses hears you, he's gonna freaking go bonkers.
About what?
That guy is like, M4 is life, dude. Freaking never drop the M4 from your inventory. You're a dumbass if you do that, man. You know, the way he's got that, like, lower pass enabled on his microphone. But Yama Inara, the last one standing alive, and Gaxi has a present for him. Oh, it's just behind the buggy. Monk S moments for Pajama Inara. Will Gaxi push in here? Ooh, he goes and makes himself small. Oh, and he gets himself knocked out by Pajamas. Predictive nade. This guy's a freaking Nostradamus. But the rest of Kingwood are going to be there to help him out. Will they, though? Will they is my question. No.
That guy is nuts with
come.
nades.
Yeah,
He's
man,
hitting nades
yes.
every single game. That is
Yes.
really impressive, actually.
Yeah, and the thing is, because he reads where players are going to be like 5 seconds after he throws it because he doesn't cook them. He just throws them. He's freaking sick, this guy, man. He sees in the future.
He's
It's
looking
just
for more
sickening.
blood right now.
Well, he
Look at
knows
that.
he's got a team in there, so he needs to take care of them before he enters the circle, right? Oh!
He
And he takes
lands the
Vard down.
headshot as well.
2 guys left from Kingwood here.
And now he has also Dacia if he needs.
Yes,
For
he
cover, I
does.
mean.
Yes, he does. But yeah, the buggy, he could drive it in and use it as cover later on. He's going to be boosting himself first. Now, while we were talking here, 5 teams left alive. A lot of fighting happened on the south side of the circle here. Crim's MBS is going to be taking Galaxy down. Clear line of sight there and there. Ooh, look at Pybus. Where is he going to go? He turns around, stops before meeting with the rest of Kingwin. That's a smart thing because they know that there's 2 more guys, at least 1 more guy from Kingwin on that spot. So it's not going to be that many teams here in Crimson. I think they're looking pretty good, man. That's a
Shooting bodies, that's really rude, bro.
That's so rude, bro. Crimson
That's a
being
smoke
proactive.
grenade.
Trying to take, is it Limitless that they're trying to take down? Yes, it is. And it kind of works out there. Walter, a bad spot. He's still going to be alive. 4 now. That blue's going to be coming in there. PETA in the meantime finds Limitless pop. Okay, so 5 teams. I want to know how many people are from PETA's team. I'm actually quite curious to see if Royal Banditos are doing good. Nope, it's just Opia and PETA. Oh, actually, it's 3 people, so it's not too bad. But Jamie Noda sneaking his way in. Team Kirby doing pretty good here.
But the problem is, the west side of the circle is basically 3 different teams, while the entire rest of the circle is empty. So all those teams will need to squeeze in into that small part of the circle with each other. And now the nade from Pybus. Will it hit the Kingwin members nearby 2 UAZs?
Oh! There
What
it
a
comes! Pocket red zones from Pybus.
One have to think, did they hear the nade when it kind of hit the ground and had no time to react?
Yeah, they probably just kind of were like, yep, that's it. We're done. Let's get out of here. Whoa! Early Christmas present. That was sick from Pybus. Now continuing his reign of torture against Limitless. Not connecting, though, with Rose. PETA, in the meantime, lost Opia from his team. So, Crimson, as we said, they're looking pretty good. Long-range spray from Pybus, man. That is legendary stuff. And there you go. Scar makes it easier because of the lower rate of fire. That is sick. To see a spray on a range like that, that is not bad at all. That's 150 meters. 150 meters of a spray. Who does that? That is pretty sick from Pybus.
That is the circle of death. And that means the damage is gonna stock really badly. He needs to get those medkits right now, otherwise he's dead. I think he started it a little bit too late, and he's dead.
Oh, look at his name. It's Walter, and he couldn't get in the white.
Oh my
Walter
God.
White.
Yeah, I know.
Easy with it.
I get it. I get it.
All right. I'm sorry.
But he kind of did start the medkitting kind of late.
Yeah. Opia is now going to get that res indeed. It's a 2v4 situation. But Crimson know exactly where they are, man. These guys have no chances. Circle strangling again. At least PETA has that to his advantage. Tries to run for it. Doesn't necessarily work out. Opia in the meantime following an AVM shot against his enemies. Well, Lock comes in with the closing Kobe. That's the way to close it down, Crimson.
How many kills is that?
Really
11, 15, 18 kills.
Really making it beautiful. Really making it beautiful towards the end of the game there. Crimson, man, what a match we had on our hands. And these guys were absolutely killing it. So they killed, first off, Exalt Gaming. Then they took some shots against FaZe, but they gave up on that fight. Did they get scared? I don't know if they got scared or not. But they gave up on that fight regardless. Then they moved in. They swooped in and they destroyed Kingwin.
Yep.
2 guys knocked out from Kingwin, and then they finished off the other 2 guys. And then Limitless. And then it was just an absolute.
They were wrecking the lobby right now. And
Absolutely.
with the nades, fantastically played, I have to say. Whenever you see a nade play, it actually
so good,
gets you, first of all, for the team, from team's perspective, it's great positioning. Because you know that most likely when you get a kill from a nade, you don't even see your opponent. Like,
Yeah.
you know where he is, you throw the nade, and you kind of hope you get a hit it,
Shows
right?
you good comms, right?
But it's good communication between between teammates. It's good positioning as well, because you usually have high ground for those nades. So all those points, like getting together for Crimson, worked perfectly. Good rotations, high ground as well, right? And our map awareness.
Mm-hmm. And it's just a well-oiled machine right now. And not only the communication, but the kills as well. Like Crimson, 2 of the guys, ex-Blank members, Blank with a K, that team, who used to be the edgelords of PUBG, of Pro PUBG when we started the scene. They used to challenge everybody and everything. They used to camp the bridge. They used to do all kinds of like shenanigans to get themselves like, you know, like this is who we are. You know what I mean? We're a little edgelord. Very challenging kind of team. But they did a good thing. We were talking about this weeks ago. Because doing this, they've learned how to put up fights and how to build confidence with this. Now they know how to shoot against pros. And that is a very valuable asset that Crimson have right now. Really, really powerful team. And there you go. When they show up, it's a freaking spectacle. Now, if there are any doubts that I'm Romanian, there's the vampire. Bite. Just in time for a haircut. I mean, lordy. What do I do? Do I just wear my hair like this? There you go. Fixed. Let's have a look at the highlight. and not Papa's ugly mug. Gaxi coming in here.
That's a
Bodying
3K
Grubby.
from Gax, very well played. It's not even about, you know, the
Oh,
macro
Vargas
movement here. It's all about the aim.
Absolutely, man. It was actually him with the double, and Vard helped him out.
Well, still good enough.
Yes, dude. Absolutely. That was pretty sick. Gaxi is another Lithuanian. And those two guys from Crimson, by the way, are Lithuanian as well.
Lithuanian strong.
Yes, he's a good Lithuanian PUBG right now, man. Very, very nice showing, Lithuania. Very proud of you. I'm waiting for Poland, man, to come into PUBG, because...
Well, we have one
What's-
team in GLL, actually, Husaria.
Yeah, but what's going on with... Generally, with why are you guys not at the top there? Because Poland, esports-wise, at least FPS shooters, top of the top... Okay, I can't say that anymore. Poor VP. But they used to rock the world, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you know, CSGO is still the most popular game in Poland when it comes to FPS. But at the
okay.
same time, PUBG did take it by storm, right? But
It
the competitive
might
scene is
be.
kind of hard to get in, you know?
Yeah, it might be the same thing with Romania as well, because right now in Romania, I can say this because I'm from there, guys. Don't get offended if you think, oh, he's dissing on Romania. This is the truth. There's not a lot of money in that country. We don't have the money to upgrade to PUBG specs.
That might be also a thing.
Could be a
Right.
thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Anyway, I think it's amazing to see actually in PUBG to see all those mixes, right? In other FPS games, you usually have a team with one country of origin, right?
Mhm.
In PUBG, right now, we've seen a lot of teams that have split,
English,
you know,
common language.
yeah, split languages in the teams, and they all speak English. So that's fantastic to see because that allows to build better teams
You know
in
what?
general.
You know what I thought at a certain point is PUBG is such a communication-heavy game. It's
Mhm.
incredibly heavy on communication and on efficient communication. Furthermore, so you see a guy 240, yeah, like from here to here, it has to be instant from your brain to your mouth.
Yeah.
Guy 240, 3 squads. You know what I mean? 3 players there, take shots 200 meters away. If you're from a different country than a natively English-speaking one, it's not that easy. But still, we see teams that are not native English speakers be at the top. But look at Vitality; they all speak the same lingo,
Mhm.
French, right?
Yeah.
And they're destroying wherever they go.
Well, I think it kind of goes both ways, right? You can be really efficient with your vocabulary when it comes to, you know, just call outs, right? You don't have to be super specific, but at the same
There you
time,
go.
sometimes it is
It
way
does
more
help.
impactful, especially in city-based fights,
Urban
right?
areas, yes.
So when you say, "Oh, guide, third floor, right window,
Yeah,
nearby the
yeah.
plant or whatever," right? And you get like this very specific info. It's
vocabulary.
way easier to do it in your native language, like super fast, instead of just translating it to English and then saying it, right? Because it can be already too late.
That's actually some good. That's actually, you know what? You're making a very strong point here. I know there's PUBG stats out there. I'm actually curious to see in urban fights how many of the teams that speak their native language actually come out on top.
Some conspiracy theory.
No, because you have a good point. It is indeed you have to use a more colored not colored, but
Mhm.
varied vocabulary.
I mean, when you
So
have
you're
open
right.
space, like, you know, like
Yeah,
you
240,
see
330.
here, right? You have a huge
Just
cliff
numbers.
or whatever,
Yeah, yeah.
and you say, "Oh, guy, 240, top of the hill," and that's
Where?
about it, right? And you see it, and it's like, "Oh, okay, that's the guy there." But if you have like 5 buildings, and you say, "Oh, this burgundy color,
Yes, navy blue. Yes,
yeah,
I get
navy
you.
blue, regal blue,
Enough yapping. Enough.
singe pink."
Yeah. Let's have a look at this sick double nade coming in from Pipers. There's no need for any kind of language in here. It's the general language of wrecked. There goes
Damn,
Lars.
son, red zone turned on.
Yeah, pocket red zones. And there you go. That was a second match for you. We got plenty more. We got 3 more matches, all of them on Miramar. So stay tuned for some spicy Latino action. Muy bien.